everyone! Today we are going to explore one of the most impactful features within Acadians Learning Online, or ALO, setting effective and ambitious student goals. First, let's address the foundational question. Why is goal setting so important? The entire system is built around the powerful, research-based framework known as Pathways of Progress. Pathways of Progress is far more than just a target number. It's a dynamic tool that allows you to compare a student's rate of growth to that of their academic peers who started at the very same skill level. This provides the critical context needed to truly understand each student's academic journey. Really, it all boils down to this one big idea. We're using data to do more than just measure progress. We're using it to actively improve a student's trajectory and enhance their long-term opportunities for success. It's all about shaping brighter futures. To fully leverage this tool, it's essential to understand the visual language ALO uses, which is based on color. The system utilizes two distinct color-coded frameworks, one for a student's current performance and one for their growth over time. Let's start with the composite score, which indicates a student's current status. Blue or green scores are excellent indicators that a student is at or above the benchmark and on track for success. But yellow and red? Those are our signals for additional support. A yellow score suggests the student will likely need strategic support, while a red score indicates that more intensive intervention will likely be necessary. The second color system visualizes growth over time. This is your pathway of progress. Light green represents typical growth, which is often a suitable target. Dark green signifies above typical growth, and blue indicates well above typical growth. Conversely, yellow and red mean a student's growth is falling below what's typical for their peers. Yellow shows below typical, and red shows well below typical growth. With a clear understanding of the color system, we can now discuss what constitutes a well-crafted goal. It's not just a random number. It has to be meaningful, ambitious, and attainable. Think of it this way. A meaningful goal is one that elevates a student to a higher benchmark status. For example, moving from yellow to green. An ambitious goal is one that aims for a faster, above-typical rate of growth. And attainable? Well, that just means we know the goal is possible with high-quality, evidence-based instruction. This is where our instructional strategy becomes key, as our approach will differ based on student needs. For students with a green or blue composite score, a goal of typical growth is often sufficient to maintain their strong path. However, for your students with yellow or red composite scores, typical growth is not enough for them to catch up to their peers. For these students, we must set ambitious goals, aiming for above or well above typical growth to help them close the achievement gap. Now, let's get to the practical application and walk through the step-by-step process of setting these goals directly within the ALO platform. First, navigate to your student list and locate the goal column on the right-hand side. Click on the student's goal, and this will open the goal setting utility. On the left, you will see the student's starting performance. And on the right, using the sliders, you will see the student's end-of-year goals. This is your command center. The ALO platform will automatically set a goal that is at the midpoint of typical progress for students with a green or blue composite score and at the midpoint of above typical progress for students with a yellow or red composite score. But you have full control. To adjust a goal, simply use the sliders for each measure. As you move them, you will see the target scores and the corresponding growth pathway update in real time. Once you have set a pathway that is meaningful, ambitious, and attainable, don't forget to click the Save Changes button. Finally, let's discuss a topic that is critical to understand: particularly in light of recent platform updates, the connection between goals and your official testing windows. This is a really important update. The end of year goal you set is now automatically linked to the final day of the testing window set by your ALO account manager or assessment director. This is a significant change because it ensures the goal date and the pathways of progress calculation are perfectly aligned. For example, if your school's end-of-year testing window closes on May 12th, the goal displayed on the screen is the target score for that specific day, May 12th. That's the score we're aiming for the student to achieve by or before that exact date. But here's the key question. What happens if you assess a student after that date, say on May 20th? Well, the ALO system is really smart. It knows that the student has had more instructional time, so the goal actually increases to keep up. The goal will automatically move up along the aim line to reflect a new, appropriate target for that later assessment date. To recap these key points on timing, your goal's target date is the last day of your district's or charter's testing window, and if you test a student after that date, their target score will be adjusted higher to account for the extra instruction. Ultimately, setting these goals is not about a system dictating outcomes. It's about empowering you, the educator, to use your professional judgment. You're using this incredible data to guide your instruction and really make a lasting difference for every student. Here's one last question to reflect on. How will you use these ambitious, data-driven goals to shape your instruction and empower each of your students to achieve their full potential?